Say
The
hello to
audience.
my beautiful audience. Um, so this is me, James. So it's time for a party, and you need to bring something sweet to eat. Or maybe you've got a hot date and you need to impress. Well, this new delicious recipe will be sure to land you number one in any contest you've got, whether it's amongst colleagues or love interests alike. Today we're making a pavlova. So what I have here is the first of the three main parts of a pavlova, which can be broken down into the batter, the cook time, and the topping prep. So what I have here are 4 egg whites that I have whipped together, and then I added white granulated sugar incrementally to that and stirred in between increments. I also have 2 teaspoons of cornstarch that I'm going to add into there, along with 1 teaspoon of lemon juice and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now we're going to fold this together, and as you're folding it together, you want to use a spatula. You don't want to use a whisk or anything else because you don't want to beat the meringue too much. And you want to be sure not to stir it too long with the spatula as well, because this is a meringue. You can easily flatten it, and the integrity of your pavlova will be determined on how well you do the first couple steps. So now that we have that pretty well incorporated, I have a baking sheet or a cookie sheet, and on it I have a piece of wax paper that I've drawn a circle in, simply for reference. And onto that baking sheet, we're going to place the batter. I'm just going to put all the batter down in one giant blob in the middle of the baking sheet. And once it's on the baking sheet, you're going to push from the center outwards to try and make a circle. And once you do, you want to make sure that you have a divot in the middle. It's going to look something like this. And then you can texture it with your spatula as much as you want, just to make it look pretty and all that. Anyways, and so it's going to look something like that. Now I'm going to put this in a 300-degree preheated oven, and it's going to be in there for 1 hour. Now here we have a pavlova that just came out of the oven, and it's been allowed to cool for 10 to 15 minutes, really until the residual heat has stopped coming off of it. And while this was baking, we prepared the last part of the dish, which are the toppings. Now for toppings, we have some simple whipping cream, which was just some thick whipped cream that I mixed together and put about a 1/4 cup of powdered sugar in to add a little bit of sweetness to it. And you're just going to put that on top of the pavlova and smooth that out across the top of it. And then to that, you're going to go to town. With your toppings, all you really need to look for as far as toppings go are any kind of fruit. You can put chocolate, you can put fruit. My sister does this every year for Christmas, and she likes to use pomegranates, which give it a really nice flavor. Now, the fruits that I chose, amongst which are some blackberries, and so I'm just going to put these sparsely on it. And you can put these in really any arrangement that you like, just whatever looks pretty to you. And then I have some strawberries I'm going to put on there along with it. I'm using pre-frozen strawberries because we were out of fresh strawberries. And then I have this little compost or sauce or whatever you want to call it that I made, which really all I did was I took some blueberries and I put about a cup of blueberries in a saucepan, along with a little bit of water, about a quarter cup of sugar, and yeah, and I heated it for about 5-10 minutes. And I crushed the blueberries to really try and get that flavor throughout. And then finally, a little bit of chocolate shavings, because who doesn't like a little bit of chocolate? Now, you have a delicious looking pavlova. Anyways, thanks to this delicious and simple dessert, you now have an in into the hottest parties in town. You no longer have to worry about what you're going to prepare for dessert for that special someone, and you're sure to be first place in any kind of competition. Thank you so much. Have a great night. And also, a last word from our audience.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.